Morning, all. We need to talk about these mass shootings in Gilroy, in Dayton, in El Paso, in everywhere in this country. It has to stop. Now, politicians will give you a million reasons why it can't stop. Oh, it's the mentally challenged. Oh, it's, guns are your friends. They're just tools and all of that. And what it really comes down to is that we need to take responsibility. This isn't any one person's fault other than the shooters, but it's also our problem. And it's something that we're not addressing. And that's, we need to have a community again. And we need to end our isolationism between ourselves. That's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. The shootings aren't going to stop until we do something about it. And it is our fault, and it is our problem, and we are the only ones who can solve it. Politicians aren't going to solve this. They can help, but they're not going to solve it. Trump going to El Paso is not going to solve anything for anybody. And even the El Pasoans that I've seen interviewed are you don't invite the chief symptom of the problem to the aftermath. I'm tired of seeing this stuff on the news, and I'm tired of all of us sitting around and saying there's nothing we can do about it. There is something we can do about it. How about we do this? How about you finish watching this video, you go out and you knock on your neighbor's door, not the neighbor you know, the neighbor you don't know, and you say hello. And you get to know them and let them get to know you over time. I'm not saying that because that might be the next shooter. What I'm saying is that we need a village again in our communities. We need to stop being these isolationist xenophobes stuck in our houses and worried about saying hi to somebody, worried about going to the park, and worried what other people might think. We need to start talking to each other. We need to start being communities where you can get up in the morning and, if your son or daughter is doing something they shouldn't be doing, you got a neighbor at your door letting you know that they're watching out for you and watching out for them. And where you can say, hey, I see something going on. I'm going to go say something. We need a community again. We need a community like we do after the mass shootings happen. We need that beforehand, without the tragedy. Yes, we need gun control. Right, I'm going to say it. We do need gun control. Automatic weapons, military weapons need to be banned outright, done, finito. If you have them, turn them in. Otherwise, you'll be arrested. If you want a handgun, you get one clip, one. Okay, 9 shots, max. That at least limits the damage that can be done if somebody gets hold of that gun and goes on a rampage, or God forbid you do. 9 shots is more than enough to protect yourself. Hunting rifles, single shot. No magazines. Unless you're in the military, you don't need access to that stuff. It's convenient. You don't need access to it. And if you didn't have access to it, yeah, it would be inconvenient for you. But you know what? The person who breaks into your house to steal your gun, or the person in your house that might lose it, it limits the damage they can do. But again, that's just one facet of the problem. So we need to address all of them. We need to, understand, that the economy and things are bad in this country. And we need to do something about that. We need to start bringing quality jobs back. You know, things that we outsource because they're cheaper. Yeah, they're cheaper, but it's not necessarily better. Meanwhile, we got people at home who can't get a good job. They've got 3 or 4 jobs that it's horrible. And this is going on in our communities. And this is happening because, in part, we're not a community anymore. We're a collection of people all siloed out. And that needs to stop. That needs to stop. So you need to get with your politicians. You need to call them repeatedly. Call your congressmen, call your senators. And if they don't listen, people like Mitch McConnell and Donald Trump don't listen, get them out. This is no longer about Republican versus Democrat, conservative versus liberal. This is your kids' lives. This is my kids' lives. This is our community's safety and lives. Now, not everything has to be safe in the world. I get that, but you should be able to go to a festival and have fun and not worry about dying or burying your kid. I have 2. You hear them in the background. I should not have to worry that if I send them to school, they're going to die. Neither should you. And we should stop accepting it from people saying that we should just accept it and it's okay. It's not okay. It's not normal, and we need to fix it. And I'm reminded of a quote by the Doctor from Doctor Who. You know, I'm paraphrasing here, but it's our fault. What are we going to do about it? That's the question of the day. What are we going to do about it? We can't stop all the crazy people. Sure, I get it. But we can limit the damage that they can do almost immediately by instituting a few programs. Gun control being chief among them. And then we need to start going out there and doing the hard part, the part you don't want to do, the part I don't want to do because I'm scared. We need to start talking to each other. We need to start being neighbors and friends again. I know it sounds hippy-dippy, but we used to have a country like that. I don't want to go back to everything being the way it used to be, but you know what? That's one thing I think we do need, the good part of the past that we need. Communities. So when you're done with this video, turn off the computer, take your kids, walk outside, knock on your neighbor's door, say hello. In the long run, it's going to make a world of difference, or at least a country's worth. And to all the people in El Paso, Dayton, Gilroy, and all the other places, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for what you're going through today, what you're going through tomorrow, what you went through yesterday, last week, and what you're going to go through for a lifetime. I hope we can find a way to ensure that this doesn't happen again. But I'm not that naive. But maybe we can do it in time if we start now. Thank you.